Blackwell's Union. You just killed a mass of kobolds. And looking back into the darkness from whence you came towards the entrance, I think it was Aldous that kind of walked out. Oh, yes, you can see on the map. Aldous walked closer on this little rocky formation here and thought he saw a lot of movement, and came to realize that it seems like there are dozens of kobolds blocking your path.
Oof.
And Bix was talking about having an extraction team come to assist using his badge, which I guess I could throw up in the...
Oh, it's in the chat from the end of the last game.
Yeah, the description.
That's a less fancy picture of it, but
Oh, that's cool. I want one.
Bix holds that up, shows it to you, and you see in the darkness. Oh, Rhea, what's the extent of your vision in the dark?
It's either 30 or 60. Let me double check.
Because the darkness may be a little more tight for everyone else, and Rhea
60.
maybe. Okay, yeah, Rhea can see a little further. So, Rhea, you do see a line of kobolds and a mass of them, and probably more than... I'm not sure if you were protecting Aldis's feelings or something, but when Aldis said he thought maybe there was 20 of them, you see that it is a good amount more than that. And they seem to be like holding a line. Like Aldis noticed they were... blocking the entrance, and instead of moving forward now, they're just kind of like bumping into each other and jumping over one another, kind of getting riled up. And here, before I forget, episode 48.
Yay.
It looks like we skipped 2 episodes.
Well, on that note, I'm like, Aldis, how many did you say you saw? Very confused.
I think I saw 20. It's hard to tell.
Ray, you look into that line of kobolds, and you see a lot of dead kobolds, actually. It was confusing at first because these things weren't moving a whole lot, and you knew you had killed a bunch, and you see them laying all around in that area. But you take another look, and you see standing just above the rest.
I think we're in for a lot more than 20. They're seemingly piling over one another, just climbing. There's way more than 20, and there's a leader. I don't know, what or who, but there's one that looks much more important than the others. They're kind of giving him his space, and you could tell he's very important. I don't know. I feel like we're in some trouble now.
Whoa, what are they waiting for? Why aren't they attacking us?
Preparing. I don't know. I feel like we might get bombarded. There's no other reason why they would wait other than preparation.
We gotta get out of here.
Bix, what can you do? Can you get us out with your badge?
Yep. So like I hold out my badge like this, and then I kind of just like throw it to the ground and wait to see what happens.
Okay. You throw the badge to the ground. All you hear is the chittering of these creatures from across the cavern. And seconds feel like much longer than seconds as you all see What did you actually do, Bix, with it?
Like I took my badge, which is a strawberry Sour Patch Kid, and like threw it on the ground and kind of just waiting for the thing to happen.
So you see, you're all looking at the badge, and Raya, you're looking into that line of kobolds, and everyone's coming to realize this might be a little more than you want to handle, especially if you have the option not to handle it. And like I said, long seconds.
Should we wait here? How long does this take, Bix?
Bix, yeah, what's going on here, Bix? Like, it is
I don't know. I think it's broken.
broken.
Wait, okay. Maybe we should back up a little bit, and like I kind of point to like here because I feel like here is okay.
Okay. Can like brace ourselves, maybe.
Yeah.
Bix, nobody's coming, Bix.
Yeah. I guess we should probably prepare ourselves to possibly have to fight these guys, but someone should be here.
Shit. I'll drop my tied coat filled with gold and silver coins and whatever gems I could cherry pick from the pile and load both of my pistols while we're waiting.
You're not sure if it's because Bix threw that, but coincidentally enough, some of these creatures, just a few, seem to have broken from the line and moving forward. And they move into the area where you can see the glow from Azurej's Azure glow.
Is there enough of a rock face here that we could perhaps use it for cover in case they start with the sling stones again?
You start looking now, not knowing what to expect, asking Bix, how long does this take? And a couple variations of that. And you start looking for possible cover or places, high areas for advantage if you do have to fend for yourselves here.
Is there anything over here? Or is this like just rocks?
Yeah, you just see like the edge of a tall formation of, might just be like cave drippings over millennia is what this stuff is.
I wonder if maybe we can like hole up in like the spot with the gold, you know, and take them out like one by one or something? Or is that like a stupid idea?
And you hear something.
Oh no.
And you see a point of light in front of you, right here. And it starts about 10 feet off the ground, and you just see, and you heard that noise. And Ray, you recognize it as magic, as so do you, Aldous. And the point spreads to the sides of itself in a line, creating a circle slowly, as if magic is burning a line in reality right in front of you. And when those points meet below, directly below, it forms a perfect circle, and a mist starts emanating from this circle. And
is this the watch?
Let's hope so.
Let's see. I think so. I'm not sure. It's my first time using this badge.
I guess that's a good thing.
I guess.
And in front of you appear, walking out of this hole in reality, is a familiar face, Aldous.
It's my girl, Korea.
All
What
right.
is the matter, Bix? And you can tell her visage is a much younger version of Ulcoria, but the same scowl and the same tone.
Does a gentlemanly-ish greeting and try to explain the situation of how there's 90 million kobolds and we need some help.
And as soon as you say that, stepping out of that same hole, in 2 by 2, they come marching out. Guard. And they look like an elite form of the city guard.
I never doubted you for a second, Pix.
And Okoria says in response to Bix's explanation, where? And she looks from side to side.
So like I asked Rhea if she can point out where she saw the king kobold.
Just kind of point over. I point over behind her and just don't even say anything. I'm speechless.
Okay.
All right, and you see she turns around and looking beyond the ranks of guard that just followed her out of this teleportation circle. And she grabs something from inside her cloak and holds it above her head and starts chanting an incantation. And then she pulls the item down and seems to pluck a piece off of it and opens her palm in front of her. And what does she do?
I'm just gonna slowly walk up next to her, sort of like in awe, and trying to like learn from her, observe her.
Okay. And you hear her say, Abi Dalzim.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I did.
That's a lot of dice.
And you see, in fact, you feel when she opens her palm, you feel like the moisture pull out of your skin and your mouth immediately gets dry. And the creatures that were moving forward stop moving and they look nervously at each other and start making jerky moves and squealing, like pained squealing. And you see that they start to drop. And it covers it covers an area, the effects of this spell.
Wow.
Well, we gotta learn that one, Albus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely impressed by this.
And you see now by the dozens they're dropping. And they drop to the ground. And you see line after line. There must have been at least 100 of things. You could only see so many, but there were a lot more than that. And after, so let me see. It happens in an instant, but these things continue to drop to the ground as if maybe they were like stuck in place and then it just took gravity to take them down, kind of situation. And after that, Okoria says, "Go!" And the guard moved directly into the area of these creatures. And they start to combat them. And you see they find ones that were outside of the area of this spell and they start chopping them down. And Okoria, with her, she has a stick in her hand and she draws a circle on the ground. And after she draws the circle, she reaches down and picks up the circle and it's glowing. And it creates another one of those teleportation circles.
I'll look at Bix and be like, is that for us? Anticipation on my face.
Quickly, in through the teleportation circle.
Yep, I think we're supposed to follow Ikoria.
She waits for you guys to go first.
What about the loot?
Oh, I got it.
Okay. At least the important pieces, yeah.
Well, you
And
You
you
guys
grab
have
whatever.
your armor and your shield, right?
You guys spent a good amount of time laddening yourself with the. And you, as you say that, it occurs to you that's probably how they had time to fill up that chamber.
Yeah, I'll be the first one to go through. I'm just gonna I want to get out of here, and I trust Okoria, so.
All right, so you do, and
yeah.
here
Can I make sure to grab the armor, the sword, and the shield?
Okay. Let me copy your tokens just in case I don't have them, and let's move you to.
Oh, somebody should grab the crown or helmet that was there as well.
Oh yeah, I'd make sure to throw that in.
You spent time, so whatever you decide that you just have to make sure that you could actually carry the amount of stuff, like encumbrance wise. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's quite a lot you can carry.
I'm gonna.
But yeah, the big items.
That's why I was cherry picking gems, jewelry, and then gold. I'll leave silver behind if I can carry more gold. Whoa!
One by one, you guys go through the teleportation circle. And you find yourself in a room with Okoria Stonemarrow as she's the last one to go through the teleportation circle. And behind her, you see that circle, that same line of light that allows you to move through it. It unzips itself. And when those lines meet at the top, it disappears.
I'll turn around and promptly vomit into the barrel right behind me.
As soon as Okoria steps out of the portal, I'll sort of just like rush her and ask her a bunch of questions. I'll sort of be like, how did you do that? Where are we? Are we in the Watchful Order? Just like
You're in
like,
Blackstaff
bombarding her.
Tower. Thank you for your work.
Oh no, thank you.
Thank you for getting us out of there. I almost thought we would surely die.
Well, we do what we can to protect our own.
Well done, Bix. See, I told you guys, Bix is the real deal.
I'm just trying to continue to be gentlemanly like for Korea.
So you act proper, like what a subordinate would do for their superior, I suppose.
Yeah.
Nice. That's how you got where you are, Bix.
Yay.
Um, and yes, thank you for your work. But the city seems that infestation was worse than Mert had thought. Am I correct?
Yeah, it was
Much worse.
a little worse. Yeah.
You know, Aldous, I've been looking out for you ever since you arrived. I took a liking to you.
Me? You like me?
It is in no small part the reason for the protections your group has received over the last 10 days or so. It's not everyone that would remain free to roam about the city while they're all being held up on murder charges, especially murder or accusations of murder of a nobleman.
Well, we're no ordinary group of heroes, right?
And I agree.
And we're certainly not murderers.
I can't vouch for that part, but I'm certain you did not murder Lord Growlhunt.
Like I try to stay gentlemanly and then like try to vouch for Donovan that like yeah, Donovan probably wouldn't murder a fly because he's so nice.
I appreciate your loyalty, Bix.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes, we've seen promise in Mr. Donovan as well, hoping he can raise a respectable establishment in the North Ward. Does the city good. We all do our part.
Yes, and a dinner for you, and your friends.
Thank you so
week's
much.
end, please come in to.
And she cracks a smile. She says, "You know, I used to own Troll Skull Manor. Have you heard that?"
I know that there's been many previous owners. I'm not sure that your name was mentioned among them, but please come in. I'd love for you to see what we've done.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I have stopped by.
Oh yes, we have seen you, but stop by again. I'll give you the grand tour this time. There's much to see.
Oh, very much. I appreciate that very much. Yes, I once owned the Troll Skull Manor. I ended up selling it to a family of shield dwarves who fell on hard times and then sold it to a woman who made it into an orphanage. The woman, Arissa Mirthkettle, turned out to be a hag who was cooking and eating the children. And here, I have some imagery. Let me throw that up since I put it here. And she starts to invoke images of days past. She says, "Oh, yes. It was once a glorious establishment before it fell to ruins. And it was then abandoned for many years before being acquired by a half-elf named Lif.
Still resides there.
Recognize that name.
Yeah, Lif shares the place with us.
Mm-hmm.
Lif, for his part, was killed in a terrible accident when one of the support beams in his ale cask broke and collapsed on top of him.
Oh, shit.
Well, I didn't know that's how he died. Maybe we should get someone to inspect it. Make sure it won't happen to one of us.
She says, "Oh, yes, I used to visit after that. And Lif would be holding..." Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Lif would be holding tea parties. And I would summon animated servants to kind of hang out with him. It became a piece of pleasure for me, actually, to visit Liff and attend these tea parties. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know there's some layers and depth to my connection I have with the group of you. And Donovan coming into possession of this locale is in no small part contributes to my care for the group of you.
Donovan, didn't you say you grew up in Troll Skull Manor when it was an orphanage?
But briefly, yes, was lucky enough not to end up in the Hag's Pot, but it was one of several orphanages. Being born and raised here in Waterdeep, actually, I've rarely gone but 100 paces outside this city's wall in my entire life. So thank you again for your, hopefully your continued patronage and for everything you've done for us. There is the matter of there's a court hearing tomorrow or today.
Yeah.
It would be really helpful if you would be present to let the magister or judge know.
She suddenly gets a distant look in her eyes, Donovan, and she like wiggles her fingers, and then she says, well, "That's better," and then seems to pay attention to you again.
Well, if you would be kind enough to maybe share with the magister or judge what we were trying to do.
Oh yes. Oh yes, we will certainly have a representative there speaking on behalf of the group.
I'll walk over and awkwardly go in for a hug, halfway, and you're always welcome in our home.
We don't know the extent of the accusations, though, and we don't know the case that the prosecution may bring against you. We can only do our best. This city runs on an equilibrium between people in my organization, the noble families. You must understand, it is quite a situation you've got yourself into here. But we will do our best. We cannot force these individuals to decide in your favor. All we can do is present a compelling case and grease a few palms. But if I'm being honest, I would have to say we can't grease the palms as well as some of the noble families. But the Growlhounds don't have a whole lot of money, actually, even though they would act like they do. And on top of that, we don't believe Lord Growlhound to actually be deceased. And they've produced no body, so our case is compelling as well.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for that information. And I'll awkwardly put my hands back down at my sides because I'm not really a hugger either. But yes. We'll look forward to seeing you there. We've got a bit of work to do. I'll heave my coat that I've tied the arms and bottoms of my coat together to form a makeshift sack that I'm carrying this treasure in. I guess we'll look to meet you there. Perhaps we'll probably be there shortly after first light. I guess that is when it starts, right?
I heard 10 bells.
Oh, 10 bells, yes. Usually I'm in custody when I attend these kinds of things, so time kind of loses its meaning. But yes, 10 bells. But we must get some rest. Is there? I have a place for us to stay. Do I know where this is in the city? This tower?
Blackstaff Tower. Yes, you've heard of it. It's in the Castle Ward.
Do I have any friends in the Castle Ward that I can recall?
Yes, Bix lives in the Castle Ward, actually. And as you're discussing that, excuse me, This person walks into the room, and Wokora says, "Ah, Vajra." And she walks. Holy crap! I gotta drink water. Hold on a second.
Do you recognize her, Aldous? Have we met Vashra before?
I think we've like seen her when we first entered the Watchful Order. But she's the Blackstaff, as far as I know.
Even though Harlow's not here, Harlow met her before with you guys.
Okay.
At the Watchful
Uh,
Order?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
she
right.
walks up to you, Bix, and she hands you your badge back and says, "Thank you for your service, Bix."
I do like a gentlemanly head nod and take my badge back.
And she smiles politely in return, and obviously an appreciation of your professionalism. And Vajra turns to Okori and says, "Do you require me for anything else, Ukora?" And Okori responds, "Certainly not, Vajra. Thank you."
I
And
sort of like, I almost want to chime in and like ask if they can help us find Harlow. But I don't want to like say anything without like
one of your party has
Who?
gone missing, Okoria says.
yeah, the little one. Do you remember her?
Oh, I remember. She's gone missing.
She went missing. How long ago was it? I turn to Donovan.
A couple of days ago. Actually, less than 2.
Does it have something to do with the murder trial, do you think?
We suspect.
Well, where did you last see her?
Outside the manor?
And Vajra stops when you bring that up
Oh
and
wait, actually, it was yesterday.
observes the conversation between.
It was after the parade, so it was yesterday. Like
You lost her at the parade then.
Yeah.
It occurs to me she was a bit chaotic in behavior. Is it not possible that she just up in with the circus or something like that? Have you checked the circus?
Makes sense.
That's not like Harlow.
It's not.
Oh,
She's part of the union.
Even if she was at the circus, she's a child. She shouldn't be there. She can't make that decision on her own.
true.
I think
Donovan,
her
weren't you caring for the
kidnapping-
child?
Yeah, she was right behind me. I've done everything I can to keep her out of the hag's stew. But I seem to have collected an orphanage of my own, as we have taken in several of the children that were victims of the explosion that occurred outside of Troll Skull. So, and given my responsibilities with the union, it's been difficult to keep track of everything. And mostly I've been paying others that I trust to assist in that.
Well, do you have any other leads that we could go on? Like, where would we start? How? Yes, we would certainly help you find your party member.
Like Bix.
What can we do?
Like I professionally chime in. Like I remember hearing that she has a guinea pig that she said that I heard was a cleric. Could we try maybe seeing if that can help us?
Or
Try to-
there's that idea of the what's it called?
The paper
Flying. Yeah.
The paper bird.
That was our intention before Mert got us wrapped up in this. We were actually on our way to search for her. But I've come into possession of a magical item called a paper bird that we were hoping would...
I'm familiar with the device.
That
Have you not employed it yet?
Well, no. But we had to be able to track it, and we weren't sure exactly how we were going to do that.
I see. Well, I suppose you do that straight away.
Right.
Would you like for me to help?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'll look around at everybody else. We could use some help, right?
Yeah, any
Definitely.
help?
Who's Kitty?
Okay, what would you like me to do?
It's my sister's.
Aw.
Is this something you wanted to undertake tonight before the trial?
Well, perhaps if we could just confirm that in fact she hasn't ended up in a hag's stew. I mean, we want to know where she is, and then we haven't had rest in days, at least not meaningful rest. If we could just have the rest of this evening into the morning, perhaps if we have time before the trial. Our mages have depleted their spells. Our cleric is exhausted. Our warriors, with the exception of Bix, are just...
Yes, I see.
Azuraj needs to recharge.
So tomorrow before the
Yes,
trial.
first thing in the morning.
Okay. Yes, I will help you.
Oh, that is such
You'll
good
bring
news.
you'll bring the paper bird then.
Oh, if you'd like, I'll leave it with you.
Okay. Write your message.
Oh, won't it just take off?
Well, yes, give me the message. I'll write it for you. We'll do it together, I guess.
All right, then I'll bring it. Yes. Oh, you've been...
So, how much time do you think we should give before the trial?
Is it before
Philip.
Is it before midnight?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought it was like still in the probably late.
Yeah,
it's probably like 9, 10, something like that.
Late in the day, not even. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Before first light. We only need, if we could just have an hour or two to eat, and then maybe 6 hours of sleep, which is the rule to recover spells. Then by my count, we could be ready as early as 4 bells, before the first sun rises above the city wall.
Okay. And where would you like to meet?
What's convenient for you, milady?
We'll meet at Troll Skull Alley.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Well, I suggest you rest up. I will see you early in the morning at Troll Skull Alley, and we will deploy the flying bird. We will follow it as best we can. It certainly does sound like a good first step in finding your friend. And if that doesn't help, then we'll look into some other resources we might have around here.
I'll lean over to Aldous and be like, she would have to be alive for this to work, right?
I assume so.
Yes. 4 a.m. Thank you.
And where would you be off to now? And she motions towards the door, and Vadra says, "Then I won't be needed anymore." And Ulcoria nods at her, and Vadra takes her leave. She nods politely at the group of you as she takes her leave.
As she leaves, I look like longingly at her because she's like my idol.
Vadra?
It's like a celebrity.
Yeah, because like I've heard of her and like how powerful she is, and like.
Yep. Charged with the protection of Waterdeep. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I stan her.
And Ulcoria walks you out. Here, I'll copy your tokens just in case I need them. And you walk down a spiral staircase after you get out this door. It takes you down the center of this tower that you're in. Not stopping to see anything, and you find yourselves outside the tower in this courtyard. And Ulcoria proceeds to walk you across the courtyard to a large gated door. And she bids you adieu. See you in the morn, Blackwell's Union.
And I'll thank her one last time.
Yeah, thank you again.
And Donovan had already scoped out talking to Bix, and they decided that the building where Bix resides, it's called the Grayco Apartments, has a perfect hideout in the basement. So,
Guarded?
not guarded. Truly secret.
Just as well.
There's a lot of guards that live there, like Bix. Actually has something to do with the name Grayco, something to do with Force Gray. Basically, like retired watch and guard personnel. A lot of them seem to live at the Grayco Apartments. Here, I'll show you. I think I have a picture of. Yes, I do. And you find yourselves walking. We'll just speed through that. In the early, you are on your. You're very aware of your surroundings, though. Looking out for you don't see any gazers following you. Seems you have lost the attention of all the forces that have been following you around, as far as you can see. And you make your way to the Grayco Apartments, and you walk into the courtyard. And Bix and Donovan both know the location of this safe house.
Is this on the map here?
It isn't. I had to go to that map. That's where I dropped that picture of the Grayco. But you walk on portions of this map to get there in the castle ward. And ultimately... Oh, I had it on here too. Boom. I just plop it on there. Secret hideout.
All right. Good night's sleep for everybody.
Finally.
Smells like
Were we
gas.
able to inspect the gear that we got?
Oh, we're doing that now. We have a couple of hours. So we have to sleep for 6. But we can take an hour before bed to eat and rest and bind wounds, and then an hour in the morning to prepare ourselves. So during that hour, I will sit at that central table there and open my coat and dump that loot in the middle.
There's a lot of it. I mean, basically, you decide how much of it you carried out. I can tell you how much of it is comprised of gold and silver and different denominations of coin.
Any jewelry or gems would have been first, and then after that, gold or platinum. In pretty much that order.
All right. Talk amongst yourselves for a couple minutes. I have to do some bookkeeping, but that's what you're going to do. And I assume Ray is also trying to don this armor, and also figure out how, if you're splitting up any of those pieces. They all look like they have magical properties to you, Raya. Just by the way, like they don't have crap all over them. Magic shields and swords tend to shed dirt and debris better than a regular sword, and that's what these seem to have done. They're not covered in grime. And you haven't attuned to them yet, or attempted to attune to them, but you're fully expecting these to be special items. Either someone dropped them down here, or these kobolds managed to kill a powerful person and drag them back to their horde. You can't be sure, but
How long?
discuss divvying up this stuff, and I'll be right back.
I'm gonna look up attunement. I have no interest or use for any of the items that were found, so as far as I'm concerned, whatever you guys want to do with them.
Yeah, I think one was a long sword if I remember correctly, and I don't think anyone else can use martial weapons, I think it was, but me.
Hmm.
Um might not be, I mean, depending how like what powers it has, it could be good. But I wouldn't think I would use a long sword, but if it works, it works. If it has powers, great. Um and then there was a shield, which I have a shield and I could use as well. I don't know if anyone else can. And then there was, I don't know if it was like plate armor, but it was heavy armor, so that can go to either Joanna, probably Bix, and myself. And then I don't know about the crown. I feel like that could, I don't know what type of
Oh
armor that
yeah,
would be considered.
it may just be decorative. But if you or Aldous Rhea want to take a look at it and see if it has some, if it doesn't have any magical powers, I'll pawn it. We'll split the cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever gold or platinum, and we'll just do equal shares.
Either way, it'll go back towards Troll School, so it'll all be fine.
Yeah. And I can maybe I'll like sit down for a little bit with like the armor, like the items, and I'll just like roll maybe an arcana check to see if I can like
Yeah.
figure anything out.
Yeah, anything that, yeah, I guess those four items would be the best things to look at, because the coins and gems. I mean, there's always the possibility,
Yeah.
but I would have guessed that they're
Right.
probably.
Yeah, and I mean, considering I've like experience like studying objects and artifacts, I feel like that would be helpful.
So it looks like attunement can vary between items. Like it took Joanna a little while using Azure Edge before she was aware of all of its abilities. So I guess the best place to start, since it doesn't, I don't think we can do like a spell that'll tell us, is to just say, hey, I don't know, and magic armor, I don't know, can it like shrink to fit? I don't know, some I think can do that, depending if it's just like a.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's magic, it's the least it can do.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
So I guess it's between you, Bix, and Joanna then, because I know myself and Aldous have no interest in any kind of plate. But I think you could. What kind of armor do you have, Joanna?
Aldous rolled a Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm observing all of like the items, like the wearable, usable items that we picked up to
Yep.
see if I recognize any sort of like magical affinity, or even if I can see like inscriptions or
You do.
something, since
you
I've
s-
studied artifacts before.
You see etching on each of these items, and you can't read it, but you're certain it is possible that these are magical items.
Okay.
I have chainmail on right now, but I can wear heavy armor or medium armor. I guess I also can hold a shield.
Okay.
And someone is okay, so Rhea, roll a wisdom check. And you know that you need to spend time with these items just like Aldous just did. He's like just holding them, observing them, looking at the inscriptions. Is someone trying on the armor?
I mean, do you want it, Rhea?
I almost think my opinion, at least, was we should identify what's what and then we distribute it for
Hmm.
who it's best for, rather than be like, oh, someone get this, and then we figure out, oh, it might be better for this. We could always trade, but I think it makes more sense just to identify and then distribute.
All
Hmm.
right.
I
Well, you
mean,
guys.
I will mention that I have a higher armor class than you anyway, so you might. Anyway, that's
Yeah,
just something that.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You
then,
have the entire evening too, so we can assume that you guys all spend some time with these items.
And I'll sort
Um,
of relay whatever information I got from looking at them.
oh, it's 24 hours.
That
You
like
said
it's
too.
probable that they have a magical affinity to them.
Yeah. So try if Joanna's more well armored, and I don't know. Do you even want to use a shield, Joanna, with Azure Edge?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, not really.
Yeah.
is it one or two-handed? Do you know?
Azure Edge, it's both. You can use it one or two-handed.
Okay, fair
I,
enough.
I think we established this sword could be used the same way. Um,
Well, I definitely think we got it. Our cleric needs definitely to be armed, and I know I just looked. Dwarves can use long swords. For you, it would be like for Rhea, it would be like using a two-handed sword. Like a
As big as me.
yeah, like a claymore. If a human were to use a claymore, it would be like the same thing. So,
I don't think I should take the shield just because I need two hands to hurl Azure Edge, and I've been doing that quite a bit, so
Right.
I'd rather not.
so I
Yeah.
can't. This item is this. So Rhea, you after a couple of hours, you think there might be more to this sword, but you recognize that you are attuning to it and gleaning some of the magical powers of this sword. And because it comes from the Dungeon Master's Guide and not my module, I can't drag and drop it. So you'll just have to build it in there. But it is a +1 magic sword. You think there may be more to this item,
Oh.
but that's what you're able. That's what you're able to glean. So you could build it into your character and
Okay,
use it
yeah.
as a
I
plus.
found a +1 longsword.
There you go.
Notes, bonus, magic, damage. So yeah, I think that would be it until we find out more.
You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon.
There you
Very
go.
cool.
Fine.
So excited for you, Rhea.
Yeah. Pretty happy too. I'm counting the gold.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
And whoever dons the armor realizes and wears it for a couple of hours sees that it does shrink to the size of the person or expand to the size. I assume like maybe Rhea tried it on, then Joanna tried it. I don't know. And you guys are going back, I don't know if I want to wear plate armor. And then you come to realize that it does have magical properties.
Cool. Yeah, we need our cleric to be a tank too. So
Shield is a
Yeah,
+1
happily.
shield. Plate mail breastplate is a +1 plate mail. So.
wow, what's the plate? What's the armor class? Let me look it up.
So just decide who you figure that out through the night, and I assume someone else is like counting coins.
I am. Yeah.
You basically filled your pack. Donovan had asked everyone to empty out their rations. You left a big pile of stuff there. Emptied your bags at. I think you did.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
Donovan's prompting. So you tell me how many coins you were carrying. You could have carried. There was a whole pile of stuff left that you couldn't take, and you thought you were leaving behind as much of the copper as possible. You didn't have all the time in the world, so you're trying to pick out as much silver. You saw there wasn't a whole lot of gold, but there was gold, so you're trying to grab the gold you could.
Well, I'm not encumbered. I'm not super strong though. But I can carry. I could carry fair amount of gold on top of. So I would have cherry picked the gold. I was more interested in jewelry, the crown, those kinds of things.
So Donovan's like, where you're looking at these items. Your guys are hanging out talking. Donovan's got this crown on his head while he's like counting coins.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, Donovan, I gave you my cultist robes to use as a bag. So
awesome.
If that helps you gauge how much,
I would max out my my max weight that I can carry. I'm pretty light. I mean, I'm not super strong. That's the downside. But I don't carry a lot of equipment, so I wear light armor and don't have many. Don't have heavy weapons. So.
Okay. Same here. I don't even
Bix,
have
what
weapons.
is your Bix, what's your AC?
Does everyone know how to put that magic item into their kit of things? Because Steve and I can help do that.
I believe so.
All right. So feel free to do that. I'm going to do a little more bookkeeping. Hold on a minute.
So wait, you want me to look up encumbrance and how much I can carry? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Oh, okay.
You can estimate it. How much you could have carried, as much as you can carry. So if you want to get rule specific about it, but I figure if you say, you tell me how much coinage you were carrying, and I'll tell you what percentage of gold and copper and silver it is basically what it is.
Okay. And how many there were a couple of like stones and shit in there, right?
There were.
All right. Yeah, that was my equipment.
So like Donovan's like sorting out stones by color. You see several dozen stones in here. Quite the treasure hoard.
Okay, I think I found it. Sorry. I haven't looked at encumbrance in a long time.
Because I was thinking Bix, depending how high or low your AC is, if it's lower than mine, maybe the shield or plate armor, but then
I actually think I have something that gives me a +2 AC. But I don't think I think it only counts if I'm wearing it. Give me one sec.
because we have the sword, shield, and plate armor.
Okay, so 50 coins is a pound.
I think I definitely want the shield. The sword would also be cool, but I don't want to hog everything.
Take it.
I just want to make sure you get something that you want as well if you need it.
Who's you?
Bix, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, Bix, I don't know if Bix has
Because
a magic.
Joanna, Joanna could get one of these too, but also she is very strong, so it would probably be best for someone else, but we can figure that out.
Yeah, I think our logic, Bix, when you weren't here, was like we assumed you were like wearing a uniform or something. That like you had better armor, but
yeah, I am wearing a armored uniform like thing, so I don't really need armor necessarily.
Yeah. Well, I can't use anything, so.
Yeah, I definitely want that shield though. So
yeah,
if I
you
can,
should definitely have it.
Okay. So yeah, let's establish who's got what. Donovan's counting up the coins. Looks like he's really in his element now.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done my part. And I'll actually say that. I'll be like, well, I've done my part, and I'll go to bed.
I can't use any of that stuff. Go ahead, pick a bed.
Oh, what color? What color?
So
I'm actually I'm gonna go into the private room.
Nice. Oh, Aldous, you open this door first, and you see quite an extensive book collection in here, actually.
Oh, yeah, I'll peruse that
Apparently, it was
beforehand.
stocked with reading material.
That is what books tend to be.
Well, for people that would hold up in this locale for a period of time,
Oh, okay,
for
okay.
passing the time. It looks like
What?
you look around, you see several beds.
It's not any like particular subject or anything, like a bunch of different things.
Bunch of different things. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Some interesting.
It's all books about sex.
Yeah, it's all.
That's what
it's
I wanted
all,
to
like,
say, actually.
yeah.
A bunch of porno.
Except
It's like my
they're.
worst nightmare.
It's the thing that you
I'm
said
like,
that.
ah!
Yeah, it's the thing you didn't sign off on.
Maybe
So
that's because remember,
they're whispering to you.
I think that inanimate objects speak to me. So maybe I'm like,
You're like, ooh, they're
I go to
dirty.
bed and I'm
Thank
like,
you, Alex.
oh.
Actually, you guys could be creative. You determine what
Hey, Aldous,
books are
what you reading?
Like I'm not reading any such thing.
What's up with your tail?
And I'll actually be like, it seems like the men down here don't do much reading.
But for the pictures, and he hopes
Yeah.
and the page falls down.
You might want to put some gloves on before you touch that book, Aldous. 600.
Immediately, I like drop it and run to bed.
Roughly 600 coins.
Cover
is
your
what I
ears.
Can carry. Focusing
You
on.
could carry.
Yeah, I would focus on suns and gold. If there's that much in suns and platinum and gold, I would take the platinum first. The gold. Stones are a lot lighter, so they were my first. I rolled. I think an investigation back then when I was going through to try and cherry pick as many stones and stuff. So if I'm not going to take copper and silver, if I can fill a pouch with gold, I would have scooped as much gold as I could into it. So
You have a huge pile of copper
yeah,
that's sticking up, and you're like,
I got
oh man,
$3.
$3.
So that's what
No, but you figure 10% of that is gold. 80% of it is silver, and another 10% of it is copper.
So how about gems in the crown? I rolled investigation.
You don't know what to make.
Guess.
You don't know what to make of this crown.
Has it got real stones in it?
It looks really. It looks like there are real stones in it. Yeah, it looks like a serious piece of jewelry for a king or something.
I mean, can I
or
just,
a really pompous noble?
Can I guess what these stones and stuff are worth? Like using there's no appraisal proficiency, so I was just assuming that I might be able to get an idea what.
Like your relative knowledge of gems, like wow, if these are this kind of gem, then wow. I mean,
so what do I think?
Could be
the lump sum.
Think could be worth. You think that crown might be someone's property, and who knows? Either you could go to jail for fencing it, or you could get thousands of gold pieces, or you could pluck all the gems off of it
What if I get
and try to just fence the gems.
Yeah, fucking A.
But you have 24 assorted colored gems, and you have them all sorted out by colors.
Okay.
All in all, if you cashed all this stuff in, fence all these gems, you could easily get a few thousand gold pieces for it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
do we think Bix should get the long sword or the plate armor?
Alright. You guys should roll dice for it. See who
I
gets it.
vote the longsword.
Okay, you can take the sword.
Cool.
Long sword +1.
Cool.
Bix does have a +2 maul though.
Oh, +2 maul.
Rhea doesn't have any magic weapon.
Okay, well if you got a
Fair
cool,
enough. So you can have the sword.
You could have the armor, Bix, if you wanted the armor.
Bix, if it makes you feel any better, we got to arm. You have to arm Rhea. You can have my share of the gold out of this.
It's fine.
I'm gonna take care of you, Bix. You're part of the union now. We'd still be. Chances are, we all would have been lunch.
So Donovan,
I'm gonna make
That
sure
was
you
the-
get paid.
that was the amount of stuff you could carry, right?
Yeah.
So who else carried stuff?
I had like 2 handfuls. and it's all copper.
yeah, I think I was just like
So
helping grab
negligible.
the pieces of gear.
Okay. Bix, were you grabbing
Uh,
coins and stuff?
I was kind of just grabbing random stuff, so I guess I probably grabbed mostly copper.
No, you
That's
get
it.
the same percentage that Donovan had, so you can those same numbers. Give
Yay.
if you were trying to laden yourself down with treasure, you'll get the same thing Donovan was getting, roughly, maybe more because you could carry a little more because you're stronger.
Yeah.
It really came down to how much you could fit in a bag, you know.
Yeah, we weren't prepared for a horde, so anyway, we'll pocket that as much as we can if because I think I said something. I know I said something to somebody about like empty all your shit, empty your rations bags, fill this
I think you
shit,
said it to all of us.
fill it up. So, but until we get these gems appraised, like we're gonna have to go to a jeweler. The take's relatively minimal, you know. We got a lot of copper, but we got some silver coins out of it. So, I mean, nobody's gonna starve to death anytime soon. That's for certain.
So you guys are shooting the shit all night, right? And you're just getting your rest.
Sleeping, yeah, definitely. We need our mages and
I'm
clerics
asleep.
to get some sleep.
Yeah.
All right, so give yourself your full rest. You can't even hear anything down here. And at some point, Bick says, "Hey, Donovan, do you remember the secret passage
In here?
in this room?"
Oh, I've been in a couple of safe houses since the last time I saw you.
All right, well, see if you can find it.
Shit, it's in here. Wait, now it's piqued my interest. I can look around. There's a library?
Bix knows very well that there's a hidden passage in this room.
I gotta tease me, Bix. We'll walk in. Aldous, put your porn away, Aldous.
Donovan bangs on the wall,
If they open up.
walks into Aldis's room.
I'll try and be quiet.
Like,
I don't want to wake
Get
him
out of my room!
up. I don't want to wake him up. Try to be quiet. I gotta. Wait, where's this go? Oh, there's
Yeah, I
Bix.
can't move myself.
Can't move yourself.
No.
Let me see what the problem is.
I'm gonna ask Bix, but before we go in, I'm gonna be like, "Where's this secret passage? Is this a way for us to get out?"
There, now you should be able to.
Yay, now I can. Yay.
Can you?
Yeah, but I got stuck at a wall, but I fixed it.
It doesn't matter. You can just say you're wherever you're at. But yeah, I fixed it. So wait, what the fuck are we doing?
Finding
Yeah.
the secret passage, which I
Yeah.
think might be this
Oh, yeah.
trapdoor.
Are you accepting the challenge to find this passage?
I'll start outside of every room except for Aldis's, and then as we approach his door, I'll be like, "Wait a second, where does this passage go?" Before I look for it in his room, I don't want to wake him up.
Roll a wisdom check, Donovan.
Oh, great. It's my best skill. Uh,
Bix, he's just not finding it.
But like, is it this obvious trap door right here?
It is under that, yes, Bix.
Obvious trap door.
yeah, I don't want to disturb Alice. Where does it go? I'll ask Bix.
You remember, as soon as Bix points it out to you, Donovan, here, it's right below. You move that crate aside, and you see a trap door. And the trap door, you remember now, it leads down a stone stairway into just a holding cell. Basically, if someone found this and you had to retreat, this is a place you could retreat to.
Oh, it's like a safe room. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Bix, by the way, like, well done back there, my good sir.
Yay.
I'm enjoying working with you again. I'm hoping that this isn't just a temporary thing. I mean, we could always use someone with another strong arm with a sword if you'll stick around. You know, membership in the union has its privileges.
Okay.
You're making me happy. I'll bro hug Bix.
Bro
Listen,
hugs.
let's not disturb Aldous. Let's get some rest. This is
All right, so you guys calculate your treasure. You guys divvy up your magic items. Aldous has been asleep for a couple of hours, and everyone starts getting to bed. Is that the idea?
Yep. Get some rest.
And Donovan, even based on your 5 wisdom roll, you realize that is a good place to probably stash anything you wanted to hide and not walk out of this place with. First of all, no one's going to find this place. You know that. And even if they did, they wouldn't find that secret hiding place. So that.
Yeah, in the morning I'm going to stow the coin there. I'm going to take the gemstones with me, though, and the crown. But I'll stow the coins and whatnot there.
Sweet.
Now, this place, is this both... Does Bix know about this because of his town watch connections, or does he know about this place because of his connections to my folk?
Your folk. And he happens to live in the same building.
Bix is smart. Bix is playing both sides. That's why you're such a good. That's why you're such a good town guard.
Yes, his familiarity with the people, the underworld people, affords him a lot of. He gets in a lot of doors that a town watch person wouldn't.
I trust him. So everybody gets their hit points plus their hit dice back for short rests in case we need those. Because I was down a few of those hit dice, and all our magic users get their spells back. I'll try and do my best to not sleep past that time. Set my. How are we gonna do this? We should. I don't know if we can do fucking watches to make sure we don't oversleep, but. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll try and do hour watches just to get us through the night. With the exception, we'll try and I'll ask to Joanna and Bix, like, hey, you guys all right with taking turns on watch to try and give our mages and our mage and cleric a chance to sleep so they get their spells. We'll try and alternate through the night so that we all get the amount of rest we need, just to make sure nobody oversleeps or anything like that.
All right, that'll certainly cover that.
Yeah, I can start.
All right, awesome. I'll plop down in the bed I'm in right here, right outside of Aldis's bedroom door. I'll press my ear up against the wall, try and hear what's going on in there.
Nice. Rhea just falls asleep praying on the carpet
in the
there.
rug. So I would roll, I think, 5d8 if I want to like maximize how much I can heal then, right?
No, if you rest a full night, you get your full hit points and your hit dice are back. It's only when you do the short rest that you have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll get all your hit dice back. So whatever your level is, your
As long as you don't get attacked through the night.
Ah.
I
I'm
know.
watching her.
So we gotta go. Now we can go save Harlow and then go to jail.
Yay.
All right, so you sleep through the night. Who wakes up first? Who was watching on the hour of like 5 bells that knew the next person was going to wake up at 6 because you guys got to get out the
No, it
door?
was like 4 bells. So it'd be. I'll take
All right.
last watch. I'll walk around and quietly wake everyone up. I'll have a pot of tea ready for everybody, and then hurry everybody out the door as best I can after stashing all our coin in that secret little safe room in Aldis's room.
There is a little kitchen down here. Yep. Donovan's in there making tea.
As much as I don't want to go back to Troll Skull, we shouldn't go in. Let's just meet them and leave. The less time we spend around the manor for now, the better. If the gazers are about, we could end up with unwanted visitors. So we go outside, we meet with Akora, and from there we go looking for Harlow. Everybody agree?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll ready myself to head out.
You guys got spells!
All right.
It's awesome.
Yee.
All right. Let's pull up the. Where do you go? Into the tavern, or are you just going to wait in Troll Skull Alley?
Yeah, just
I think she just.
outside. We'll wait outside. I'm guessing the sun. It's 4 a.m. So the sun's probably not even up yet. We'll wait outside. I don't want to go in for the risk of. There might be somebody waiting in there for us, for all I know at this point.
Yes.
Ray, did you have that potion of flying?
Yeah, I do. Still have it on me.
How many uses does it have in it? More than one?
Yeah, I think there was like 4 total.
Yeah, I think that's what.
4 or 5 or so.
I think that's what Albus had in his potion.
Yeah, I had 4.
Somebody's gonna have to. Are you up to it, Rhea? Follow the paper bird if we have to do it that way. I'm gonna try and get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and spare using the potion and see if we can get Cora to help us do it. But if she can't, then we may have to go with that. But
All right. Well, I pulled up Troll Skull Alley, a map we haven't been on in a while, and your tokens are right above Troll Skull Manor. But I realize if you don't want to actually approach the manor, you might not have actually walked up to the building. So I
we'll
was
just go in the alley.
was imagining actually you were going to be like on Delzoran Street or actually in the alley right here.
Like down in. You guys cool with doing just meeting up in the alley down here somewhere, like there?
Either way, you do ultimately end up seeing Ocoria Stone Marrow. And not far behind, her Shield Guardian, which I have to pull up the token for.
Ooh, sputter. That's the Shield Guardian. That's like a nimble right kind of similar, right? Like an automaton.
Yeah, it's like a golem. Yeah.
Different type of construct, but a construct nonetheless. And she says, "Good day, Blackwell's Union."
Oh, it's been such a long time. How have you been?
And she smirks at you, Aldous. Yes. It has been a long time, hasn't it? So, you brought the necessary enchanted items, Donovan?
No, I have the paper right here. I'll pull out one of the 2 sheets that I have left. and I'll immediately ask Albus to scribble a message on it because I know he has a quill and some ink because I don't. Probably best for you to write this. My handwriting's not so
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll basically write on the message.
Here, I'll pull up the paper bird while I'll read the description. Oh, did you? Who has the? Do you have the magic item, Donovan? Can you post it in the chat? I'm sorry, I interrupted. I just want to see the magic item while we're talking
It's
about it.
okay.
I think I can throw it up.
I'm looking for it too. Here, I got it.
There it is.
Everyone see it?
Paper bird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after you write a message of 50 words or fewer on this magic sheet of parchment and speak a creature's name, the parchment magically folds into a paper bird and flies to the recipient whose name you uttered. The recipient must be on the same, well, whatever. It travels. Ocoria says, I expect it will travel within 5 feet of its intended recipient by the most direct route.
How can we track it?
Well, are you fleet of foot?
Shit. I'll look at Ray and just be like, you got that potion ready? Because we'll try walking, but you may have to take a quaff of it if we can't catch up.
Yeah, I'll pull it out of my bag and just have it ready on hand.
All right. We'll try. Yeah. We move pretty quickly when we have
I can use similar magics to move us, but not more than once. So
yeah, well,
if you have a plan of approach, let me know.
Well, I guess Ray, if you want, you got 4 uses. If you want to give that potion a spin and follow the paper bird and then come back and meet us, we could do it that way.
I have a fly spell myself.
Oh, so the 2 of you could go.
Yeah, I'd rather not go alone. Would your spell work on others, or is it only for yourself?
It works on others, but I can only cast it 3 times.
Okay, maybe you and one other come with me, Ocoria.
It will last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll come.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wait. At additional levels. When you cast this spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each level above 3rd. Okay, so she could cast it as a... She could cast it as a 8th level wizard, 8th level spell.
So all 5
Or
of
even
Because
us.
if she can, yeah, if she can
Yeah.
cast it on however many, and then we
She
can use the
can.
potion on the
She
remainder.
actually, she says, never mind.
Oh yeah, we got it. Save your potion.
Never
Nice.
mind, I can cast it. It's just I'll be using up a very high level spell slot, you understand? So I won't be able to disintegrate mass amounts of creatures like we did yesterday.
Oh,
It's
I'm
okay.
sure you
It's
have a lot of
Joanna's.
those.
Yeah, that's Joanna's job, anyway. So
Joanna's fully rested, so.
All right, so Donovan, what do you do what are you doing?
Oh no, I handed the paper off to Alice. Alice can write the letter, and then as soon as Akora is ready to cast the spell on us, if she can cast it on all of us, we'll go. Sounds like she can. She can cast it on five of us. So.
Well, it only lasts 10 minutes. Perhaps we should follow it until, and then I'll cast it.
Oh yeah, right.
Follow it on foot as far as we can. It moves at 30 feet. Is that what it said?
I already put it down.
Here, I got it. Hold on.
I think it moved pretty fast.
I have it here. It moves, travels. It doesn't say its movement.
Oh, is fly a certain move rate?
Yeah,
Is it 60? Hold on.
I'll look it up.
It's splitting hairs, but
Yeah, no, it's important. I would agree. I don't want it to run out while I'm flying like 60 feet above the ground.
yeah, I don't want to use the item wrong and the spell wrong.
It doesn't say what speed, so I'm guessing the bird can probably, I don't know, like a fly spell. 60 feet, yeah.
Okay, so perhaps not all of us. You would have to spend without obstacles. You would have to spend. You would have to move and then use your action
Go another 60 feet.
to also move. Right. So everyone could, as long as there were no obstacles and you didn't want to do anything else. So yeah, that's realistic. It's early in the morning. There won't be many obstacles. So I mean, does that sound like a reasonable? She says, does that sound like a reasonable plan?
Yeah,
We'll try
yeah.
to keep up as long as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do that.
All right, and I'll enter in one street chase complication. Roll it right now. Okay. So, Aldous, what did you write anything specific on this thing on the message?
I'm just gonna write something stupid. I'm like I don't know.
To make you
Where'd
feel
you
bad,
go,
Harlow drew a
Harlow?
picture.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna write something stupid because I basically, the goal is to follow it anyway. So.
And then you write something stupid of 50 words or fewer.
Yeah, maybe I'll even, Harlow gave me the idea. I'll draw a picture.
Yeah.
And it'll be a picture of me searching for Harlow.
To make everyone feel bad, Harlow drew a picture of our family. There's
No.
There's Joanna. There's Rhea. There's Aldous, and then there's Harlow.
Oh my
She drew this
gosh.
while feeling abandoned.
Oh my gosh.
All
I
alone.
can't.
All alone. And she gave Aldous a tail.
Oh, we're
All
coming
right.
to save you, Harlow.
Oh.
And then you speak the creature's name.
Yes.
All right.
And
this
then
part,
as I do, I'll give it to Olcoria to send when she's ready.
and she lifts it into the air and it takes off.
You should have gave it a kiss, Aldous.
True.
Hey.
As a mom.
You're so cold.
He blows it a kiss.
Yeah, blows it
as
away.
As it leaves. Yeah.
All right, and it starts flying, and it does stay. You have to move at your maximum clip and not do anything else to keep up, but you do
Okay.
until, if you could imagine, at this early morning hour, a couple of uniformed men moving a large object across the street where you're trying to follow this bird, this paper bird. A large stained glass window blocks your path with two uniformed people on either side of it moving it across the roadway here. So everyone make a strength 10 DC 10 strength saving throw to either make your way by it or, at your choice, smash your way through it.
I'm using my advantage. I'll try and move around.
Yeah,
but
I
if
think I'm going to
can,
do the same.
I will smash through it.
Joanna, how do you handle it? You rolled a natural 20.
That is awesome.
my god.
Oh, Rhea.
I hurt myself.
Can I just like hold her?
Natural 20.
What if
You reach
it
back
Joanna,
and grab
you're
Rhea.
holding Rhea in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring her with me.
Batter your way through the stained glass window with.
Are you smashing the window, Joanna? You were the
With
first.
Yeah.
me.
Like
Yeah,
the
with
Kool-Aid
Rhea on my
Man.
back.
All right, you do that to the dismay of these two bystanding workers trying to move this, what is probably a very expensive piece of artistry,
It took like a year to make.
smashed all over the streets.
Uh,
And
Too
you
bad
make
that
your,
means nothing to me.
yeah.
and you make your way out of Troll Skull Alley into the greater. Let's get you onto the regular map. And you do hear some signs of life, but it is still darkish. Even when the sun comes up, it comes at an angle that, when you're amidst buildings and whatnot, it casts shadows across everything. So it takes a little longer for the sun to penetrate, the light to penetrate, and so it leaves Troll Skull Alley and goes down. What is that? Vergar Street? Vazor Street? And
Okay.
makes its way down. You pass Solmore Street, still following. Hazantar Street. Tarnath Street. And it starts to go over the building right here. And Olcoria, where is Olcoria? Cast starts verbal, somatic, and material. She pulls out a feather and says, 6 of us will fly. And she says, just give a kick. And she kicks off the ground in the same motion she was running.
Yes! This is awesome. Donovan's like, yeah! Jump as hard as I can.
And I cast it. A willing creature, as long as everyone was willing. And she drops that wing, that feather, and it falls to the ground with the completion of this spell. And she says, we have 10 minutes. As she kicks off the ground and levitates towards this building following the paper bird.
Nice. Yeah, I'm
You
definitely
gain
going.
a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration, which is 10 minutes.
Woo!
You must time it right. If we are aloft when the spell ends in 10 minutes, you will fall.
Donovan's like, what? What'd she say? I'm just like, woo! This is awesome.
So does everyone mimic Ulcoria in her kicking motion to get themselves airbound?
Yeah.
I'm
Clumsily, I
I'm
will do that.
launching.
Yeah, everyone roll a dexterity check, everyone. And this will just dictate how pretty it looks or ugly.
Oh shit! I rolled
Yeah.
advantage. Sorry.
Rhea fares well. Joanna,
19.
her feet, he's upside down and tumbling head over heels,
Listen, I'm a big
but moving at
lady.
60
Yeah.
feet per round. Everyone else does well, but Joanna is tumbling head over heels toward at the same pace.
I don't think I could ever look graceful doing anything.
Sorry.
Unless you're killing
Yeah, I've seen you.
vast
True.
sums of human beings.
I think we've all seen Joanna look pretty graceful when she's slaughtering
Yeah.
kobolds or so.
Anything else,
Yeah, if you
though.
called
Right.
slaughter and murder graceful,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
There's an art. That's an art. It's like being able to be you're a fighter but you can't dance. That's the shit, that's all right. Awesome.
Learn to dance on the battlefield.
That's the shit.
Yeah.
So which way does it go?
It goes here.
What?
Oh,
I don't have to scale.
over these buildings. You guys are now flying. Past Shando Street. Through Mage Court. Moving into the trade ward, past Undall Lane, over the awe-inspiring cathedral of the Hospice of St. Lopson. Oh, here, actually, I could show you where that is.
How long?
Over that cathedral right there.
How long
All
so
these
far?
big...
Sorry. Giant cathedral?
Oh, not long at all.
Oh, okay. Giant cathedral.
Wait, so let's see how many rounds. It said for 10 turns, right? What was that? Let me see.
Yeah. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So 10 turns, and there's 6 rounds in a turn, right?
Oh, okay, right. All right, we're good. I'm sorry, I was panicking.
Oh, you're good. So you fly over the city of Waterdeep.
Oh, this is awesome! Flying in between the bells and the spires, like, what? Donovan's going to be shouting in happiness. This is something that he's never experienced before, so.
Yeah, that's pretty wicked. And you find yourself over the city of the dead at one point.
Are we just brushing against
Over the
it?
mausoleum. Yes.
Okay. Oh, I already know.
And you happen to catch the grave diggers digging a fresh grave as you pass over the city of the dead. And just as you exit, passing over the city of the dead, now you're deep into the trades ward. And you pass over the high road. Past, you notice you're right around where Weird Bottles is.
Okay.
And you fly very close to the Honorable Knight, which is a famous walking statue that is 60 feet tall. In fact, I have a picture of it somewhere here. Yeah, here it is.
Cool.
Ooh, cool.
And just as Okori is like, we have not much time left. And you see this bird flapping, flapping, flapping. You make your way down. Into the southern ward. You,
going.
you see a tower in the distance as you follow this bird over the rooftops of Waterdeep.
Just as I thought.
Yep.
And
You called it, Alice. I guess we know where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to find the map and find it. You enter you're flying over a district that looks like this.
Okay.
And you make your way over these buildings and suddenly find yourself approaching this tower or set of towers. And you come over this. Is everyone on this new map here?
I see Okora's.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. I gotta grab your tokens.
It's cold.
Oh, we're on like the south side. Okori is on the north side.
Oh, are you on that map? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you approach from the north. I didn't account for the flying bird, frankly.
No, Tamora be praised. Harlow's alive.
And you see this bird it stops and it seems to bounce off an invisible barrier. And the more you look at the behavior of the bird against this invisible barrier, you start to imagine what is somewhat of a bubble around this complex. Rhea, you imagine it immediately. And Okoria comes to a landing. Says, "Oh, that was close."
That was great. That was great. Coria. I'm gonna hug her, awkward hug her, like right there. Like that was. Oh, I've never experienced anything like that in my.
She looks at you equally awkwardly and scowls.
No, wait, she's in there. She's in there, right? Right.
It appears so. And the bird, after coming to a stop for a few seconds, turns to ash and crumbles before this invisible barrier, apparently. And we'll leave it there. It's 10:28.
Okay.
Sorry that drug on. I don't know. Trying to have fun with the passing of time, but
That's okay.
at least the last session was action packed.
Yeah, it was
We
cool to
started
fly.
a little late.
That was awesome. It was cool. Next time into Kolat, I'd be like looking at Okoria, like, so we're good, right? We can go in there and
Yeah.
save the child, like, kill anybody we need to kill.
If we can even get in.
Yeah, you said imagining the barrier, or was I the only one seeing it then?
It was kind of easy to imagine for even a layperson because you saw evidence of something stopping this bird coming from there. It's easy
Gotcha.
to imagine. But because you have like an affinity and you deal with magics of sort, Aldous as well, it was very easy for the two of you who are somewhat versed in these things, magics.
Right.
You just imagined it easier than the rest of them.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
It was just apparent because of the behavior of the bird that there's some kind of force field.
Right.
And Okori, the last thing you hear is, curious.
All right. Well,
All
hopefully
right,
she can help
10:30.
us gain access. So.
Awesome.
She's a powerful ally. All right.
Hmm.
Love you guys. Have a great night.
Okay.
Had fun.
Out.
All
Good
right.
seeing
See you
everybody.
later.
Yeah. Thank you
Bye.
guys.
Good night.
Everybody.
Bye.